see what this means, all these pioneers who blazed the way, all these veterans cheering us on, it means we'd better get on with it. Strip down, start running, and never quit. No extra spiritual fat. Look at your neighbor and say, go to the gym. Burn it out. No parasitic sins. Keep your eyes on Jesus, who both began and finished this race we're in. Study who did it. Study who did it. Preach with me. Study who did it. Who are you supposed to keep your eyes on? And he now says, study who. He says, study and show yourself. A workman who needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Because many times we can wrongly divide the word of truth. Study and see how Jesus did it. Because he never lost sight of where he was headed. That exhilarating finish in wit and with God, he could put up with anything along the way. Anything along the way, including spitting with a dirty, smelly mouth. Cross, shame, whatever. And now he is there in the place of honor, right alongside God. When you find yourself flagging, what it means is that a flag goes this way and that way. When you find yourself going this way and that way, inconsistent, unstable in your faith, go over that story again, item by item. That long litany of hostility he plowed through, that will shoot adrenaline into your soul. Spirit of the living God, use me in Jesus' name. The title of my message this afternoon is Amazing Race. Amazing Race. I know you have been used to Amazing Race Canada. You've watched that movie, you've known about the Amazing Race, the TV series Amazing Race. This is Amazing Race Life. The one you watch, there is Amazing Race US. There is Amazing Race New Zealand. There is Amazing Race Canada. But yours is Amazing Race Life. Amazing Race Life. You've heard the saying, it's a very popular saying, that it is not how you start that matters, it's how you finish. We find ourselves starting very well. The year is now coming to an end. You've heard the saying, it is not how you started that counts, it is how you finish. Many of us started this year with excitement. Many of us started this year rejoicing. Many of us started this year excited that it is a year of hope. Many of us believe that this year is a very good year for us. When we started in January, we were very hopeful. When we started, we were excited. But somehow, along the line, there is something that is called life that begins to do us along the way. We go through the first quarter of the year, the second quarter of the year, and now we're at the third quarter of the year. We are at the last verge of going. Actually, we're in the middle of about to go into the last quarter of the year. Why God gave me this message, he said, son, I want you to prepare my people before they enter the last quarter. I could preach this message by the last month of the year, by the second to the last month of the year, but it may not help you much before now that God asked me to preach it. Amazing race. Now the word amazing is something so good, but the race is something we are not used to. Many of us understand that race means that we are striving or going to somewhere. This race I'm talking about is not a race of competition. The Amazing Race story that I just gave you, the Amazing Race Canada or the Amazing Race US or whatever, is a kind of a way that we go through issues. People are picked to to try to go through a competition. They go to different countries. They pass through different experiences. Different clues were left. Some of you love the show. You love to see who won the amazing race. Unfortunately, many of us have not known that our lives are actually, we're in a race. We're in a race. And that is why the Passion Translation says, when you understand where you are in life, that is wisdom. We're going through things in life. We're going through situations in life. Many of us have come to a point that as we started the year, we're excited, not knowing that we have started a race. The issue is that this race is not Amazing Race Canada. This is Amazing Race World, Amazing Race Universe. And the person that is running is you, is me. Life is looking at us the way we are running. How are you running this race? Last week I told you, in this race, when you're running it, please run, but don't drop it. Because each one of us has been given a baton. Each one of us has been given a mission. Each one of us have been given an assignment. Each one of us have an agenda to fulfill and to accomplish. The issue is that when you go through race, when we were going through race, we were so excited thinking that the race we are running is a normal kind of a race in a stadium. How many of you see the stadium that we have today? Then you go through the race and you see the race track and they're all cleaned. Do you notice they all clean it? And you all wear good shoes and you are running the race. Unfortunately, when you are going to what we call, you're going to go to a race that is called Amazing Race. Nobody cleans the track for you. So along the way of life, many of us have been picking what we call mods of life. Dust of life. Issues of life. Because as we're going through this race, we discover that we go through the muddy place, but we also go through the dusty places. We go through places that are good. We go through places that are not good. In fact, in some of this race, some of you have watched this Ultimate Challenge kind of a movie. Understand how difficult it is. One of the major things is that if you are in a race like this, you need to use anything to survive. When we all started the year, we thought the year will be smooth. We thought angels will come and clean the tracks of life for us. You know, when I like any sports you can think about. Let me use basketball. Is that the one? What did you? Wrestling. No. Tennis. You use tennis right now. Immediately they finish playing, they have a meter. Some people will come and sweep the court for them. I wish that is happening in the true life for you. That people will come and sweep it for you. Unfortunately, you have to take the broom and sweep it yourself and still take the racket and play it yourself. I wonder if somebody is understanding. The issue is that when you finish sweeping it through, you have to take the racket to play it yourself. And so, many of us don't understand. We thought we are in a stadium where everything is laid for us so that we can enjoy. But God is saying, no, that is not the stadium I put for you. I have surrounded you with people who have gone ahead of you in Hebrews chapter 11. And these people that have gone ahead of you, they have been able to go through the same race. And in fact, I have an example for you. The example I have for you is in the person of Jesus Christ, who went through the same race like you and I. The difference is, he went for me and he went for you. Your race, you're going through for someone else. If you know that your life does not depend on you, you will change how you live. The reason why you are living a casual, careless life is because you thought life is all about you. Life is more than you. God sent you for somebody else. God called you for somebody else. What you are doing right now is for somebody else. So we thought, for those of us that are immigrants into Canada, or you're watching me from any part of the world, we thought when we come to Canada, or when we come to the United States, or when we come to the third world country, the first world country, from the third world country, we thought everything is going to be smooth. We thought we're going to have everything at the platter of gold. In fact, some of you from your villages back in the third world country, if you came from any third world country, you have some of your relatives who think that money is plugged or grows on the tree. And you too had a dream. How many of you came into this country with a dream? You too had a vision. When you started this year, you are excited. How many of you remember that I said, even if you are not excited for this year, carry my own excitement along? Some of you said, I am excited for this year. But as life begins to happen, you begin to pick the dusts of the road, the muds of life, the challenges of life. Some of you have not seen the winter yet, and you are just in the fall and it's too cold for you. That's why I don't like the people that come to my house. Right now you see how I'm sweating is because some people ask them to increase the heat in whatever it is that they've done. God will have mercy on the people like that. It's a warm weather. You've not even seen winter yet. You've not seen a snowstorm yet. But guess what is happening? We find ourselves going through different stages of this race. Church, I'm going somewhere. And I'm going to round up soon. But I want you to, because when I came to preach, when God gave me this message, the Lord told me it's not for everybody in the church. There's one person that needs to hear it. Hear me, church. As you begin to go through the years, through the months, through the weeks, through the days, you begin to pack some things. I don't know if you watch the Olympics, but one of my favorite things in the Olympics is they have this sports that is called the kayaking, the Summer Olympics. That you have to go through the water, you have to go through rocky mountains with your bike, you have to run with your leg, you have to swim, you have to do anything. I wanted to show you 3 different things today. But my media people told me that we cannot show it. If we have to show it, we have to go off live stream. Because they will challenge us. I said, no, I wanted to show you. How many of you remember when I sent you what the Marine go through? The SEAL. Remember I sent you that SEAL. What the US SEAL go through in a day. And at the end of the day, you may not have everything right for you. But you still know you have done one thing. You've been able to fix your bed. Some of us, we go through life this way. Things are not the way we thought they should be. But thank God, we still have life. The Lord told me that as many of us, as we started running this race, from January till now, there have been so many casualties on the way. So many of us have left. Pastor Drew, the Lord told me, please sit down. The Lord said to me, many people that I see today are not actually living. They are existing. There is a difference between living and existence. Existence, you are just living day by day. You are just going through it day by day. And you don't even know. But living is that you are having a purpose and a vision and a mandate and a focus where you are going through. Many people are just existing. Just trying to see what will happen to them. How life will turn out. Because somewhere, some people have dropped dead. You knew people that dropped dead. Some of you have some loved ones that died. I know somebody, at the beginning of summer, if you remember, at the beginning of summer, I stood here during the all night, and I told you that the Lord said, be careful going to swimming this year. Remember that? How many recorded swimming deaths did we have in Manitoba? I'm talking about where you are. In fact, one of our members came to me and said, a person who visited this church, not a member of this church, came for one of the programs, went to a swimming pool with her family. just died. The Lord revealed it to me before summer started. And I stood here the all night. That's why you don't joke when we gather for all nights. For some of you, that's when you love to sleep. That's life. You're just existing. Many people have died. The Lord said to me, many people have lost their dreams. Many people have lost their vision. Many people have lost their focus. And so what are they doing? And I asked myself a question. Lord, why is it that the race is this? He said, because many of us underestimated our enemy. I take it again. Many of us underestimated our enemies. Many of us know the year when we said Happy New Year to the year 2018, we thought 2018 will carry the same demons of 2017. But not knowing that a new year has a new demon, has a new devil, has a new challenge. A new level has a new demon, has a new challenge. And when we go through it, we find ourselves packing things. And some of us sleep in the process of living. And what is it that we go through? Through the years. The Lord said to me, some of us go through rejection. And when we go through rejection, it hurts us. Some of us go through failures. It hurts us. Some of us, some doors were slammed into our faces. It hurts us. Some of us go through offenses. It hurts us. Some of us were in the race. We've not tried something new, but we find it hurting us. I go to the gym to work out. This is a true life story. Okay, because I know some of my enemies in this church. When I say enemies, I'm not talking that they are really my enemies, but they just feel that I don't work out. Especially like the person I'm standing in front right now. So I go to the gym to work out. Yes, I go to the gym to work out. So I go and I do this exercise. But one day, my wife and my kids, we all travel just for the weekend. And as we go, because as a faithful gym member, I carry my gym clothes. I have to, the Bible says, bodily exercise profited. In case if you think I'm boasting, even Paul said, I will boast a little. I'm not boasting, I'm only making a point in my message. But I need to hit it so that when you leave this place, you know your pastor goes to work out right now. There's a picture to prove it, yes. Yes, you don't need to, don't worry. Anyway, by the time I travel with my family, I carry my gym clothes. And then I was walking out. I got to this place. I got to this kind of an instrument. I will use the word an instrument that I've not been used to. I do the treadmill, I do biking, I do all the bicep, the tricep and everything. But this one, when I got it, it's a different thing. What I need to do is to sit down on the bike. It's not the one that I ride like this. It's the one that is like this. And I begin to push it like this. I experienced something I didn't know. By the time I started, and exactly what is happening to me, what happened to me is what happens to us in life. We come through some months, we don't know how that month is. We go through some days, we don't know how that day will be. We go through some classes, we've never gone through those classes before. I started enjoying it. I felt it was something I could easily do. It's biking. It's just with a different style. And many of us wake up and we just feel it's like the same day. I've been through this day before. No, you haven't. And so I started doing it. By the time I started doing it, then it started taking me the mountains. And I was pushing myself. But I thought The real test came when the bike started taking me through the valley. And it started spinning at a very fast rate. And I was no longer in control. But because I had the determination, I refused to quit. Guess what happened? I went through it and I went through it. By the time I finished, I had injury in my leg, inside. I couldn't walk. I came to preach here. Some people saw me going through the stairs. I forgive them. Because when they asked me, Pastor, what happened? I said to them, I walked out last night because I couldn't move this leg. So I was carrying it. And I know they did it so that this message will become relevant. Because many people see you. You can't lift your leg because you got injured yesterday. But they started laughing at you. But the laughter did not make you stop. I wish it was people that were my mates that laughed at me. It would have been okay. I am their pastor. But I'm also old enough to be their fathers. I have their names here. I'm not going to mention them. One of them is behind the camera right now. And they laughed at me. And when they laughed at me, I still continue. You know why they laughed? They laughed not because of the injury alone. They laughed. So you too go to the gym? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? I know you can laugh at this, but this is what we go through in life. People look at you and they start laughing at you. And they feel the reason why you enjoy yourself is because you don't know how to do it. They feel they're the experts of life. But then I discover at this point, this is where many of us get offended and we get out of the race. At this point, this is where many of us get discouraged. Can't do it. Young people, this is where we feel, I don't want to come to church again. I don't want to go to class again. I don't want to do anything again because everyone is talking against me, talking about me. And so we'll give up. But I found out that same evening I preached here. I traveled back. I was in pain. Pastor John, I found out with life, the same thing that injured you, God is using the same thing to heal you. So even though the bike hurt me, caused me an injury at my thigh and at my knee, and people laughed at me, that same day, I went back to the same thing. And I said, even though you hurt me, that's why Hosea chapter 6, give it to me. Hosea chapter 6 from verse 1 to verse 2, it says, let us return to the Lord. He has wounded us, yet he will heal us. Many of us go through lives injured, battered, tattered, hampered by the storms of life, by the rivers of life, by the oceans of life. When we go through the sky, we have a storm over there. When we come on the ground, we have snakes in there. When we go through the river, we have whales over there. And we said, where can I go to find refuge? Can you take this away from me, Lord? And God is saying, no. I want you to go through it rather than sleep through it. Because the adverse opportunities, the crucible of afflictions are the things I'm going to use to make you strong. And I said, so why did I give this message as I'm prepared to round up? This message, Amazing Race. Why did I give this message, Amazing Race? It's because I remember amazing grace. Because I remember Paul told us in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. He said, I was tormented by the devil. 3 times I asked him, take this away from me. He said, no. My grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Why will God injure me and cause me to leap over Peniel When I come, the sun of righteousness is shining on me. But yet I am still living. I am living, but I'm blessed. I am living, but I'm favored. I am living, but I'm making progress. I am living, but I'm winning the race. I am living because I have a scar. There is no star without a scar. I am on my way to my destiny. I refuse to give up. Even if I am going to do anything, I told you, I put on my Facebook and my Instagram, keep walking. No matter what is happening to you, no matter what life throws at you, no matter the challenges of life, just keep working. Life wants to stop you, but tell yourself, I can't be stopped. I can't be contained. I can't be denied. I can't be caged. I am a lion. I'm meant to move forward. I'm meant to make progress. I'm meant to go forward. I'm meant to achieve. And the Lord said to me, preach this message before you enter the last quarter. You know why? Because at the last quarter is the last race where all of us have opportunity. Everyone is a winner. And I found myself, it says, maybe you've gone through some issues of life. And so, he said, look at the people. In chapter 11, he said, Abraham, for 25 years, had no baby, but did not give up. Noah was through the situation. He did not give up. Samson's eyes were plugged. But Samson said, Lord, give me one more. I come to preach. Somebody just needs one more. I know you thought it's over. But God said, no, it's not over until I, your creator, says it's over. So all I just need to do is one more. You know the reason why you need a one more, man, is because others have gone ahead. They have run the race. They have fought through the battles. They have fought through everything. They have fought it. Nobody said it was going to be easy. And that's why the songwriter says, it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Say, give me one more, Samson. David said one more. Jephthah said one more. Moses said one more. And so we came to Jesus. And here we have Jesus wanting to give up. And the angel came and strengthened him. 3 times he showed up. Lord, I don't want to go. And 3 times the angel showed up. And I don't know if you know, a pastor of a church is referred to as an angel of the church. God told me somebody has left the track. But God said, I want them to get back. And God sent me to them as the angel. I said, you can't give up right now. I've gone too far. You've gone too far from where you started. Nobody told you it was going to be easy. In fact, nobody told you that they were going to call your names this way. Sir, I discovered they go through rejection. I even discovered it goes through pain. It goes through sickness. It goes through diseases. It goes through affliction. But he said, just look at Jesus. Please give me that scriptures, Hebrews chapter 12, as I close. Give me the Message translation. He said, look at him. The King James Version says, let us therefore lay aside the weight. Some of you did not know why I wore what I wore to preach. And even though they brought the chair late, but that's still okay. And the Lord told me, many of us are carrying too much that is hindering us from running. And I discover my mentor, Dr. George C. Maxwell, said, if you want to go higher, you must travel light. So guess what I found out? He said, look at Jesus. What he did. If case you are battered by hurt, by pain, inside and outside, he said, lay aside the weight. Lay aside. And life doesn't give you helpers like that. I don't want you to think life offers you helpers. Because many a times when you are carrying your weight, only you knows it. People tell you they are praying for you. But trust me, they just say, bless her. Bless Minister Lona. Oh, God. But he said, if I can tell somebody that what is happening is, without the NextGen voices knowing what I'm going to be preaching about, but they got connected in the spirit. They say there is an anointing in this place. It shall come to pass that the burden shall be lifted off your shoulder, and the yoke from off your neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. He said, lay aside the weight that so easily beset is stopping you. He said, run with endurance. Give me that translation right now. Give me the Message translation, please. Please. He says, keep your eyes on Jesus, who began and finished this race we are in. The same race you are in, Jesus went through it. I know you say nobody understands. Please, you don't need anyone to understand. Zigwe, you need Jesus. Study how he did it. That's why we come to church. To study it. That's why we show up on Wednesdays. That's why we show up on Friday all nights. That's why we show up on Sundays. Study how he did it. How did he do it? He did it by laying aside. One of the ways to lay aside is to fast. That's what he did. That's why every Wednesday we fast. But most especially this Friday, we're going for a 3-day fast. For you. And God told me the reason why I want it. We normally do the fast in November. But God said bring it to September. Because September is the start of two things in this part of the world. It's a start of a church calendar. It's a start of a school calendar. He said some people need to lay aside some weights they carried from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, August, September. And now you're in the month of September. And you're supposed to be giving birth, but you have not. Because some weights have been holding you. So it's an opportunity for you to come with us this Friday. Just see Tolu and ask her. We're going. But for some of you, you say, I want to run with the weight. No, you don't win with the weight. Lay aside the weight. And he said, study how he did it. Because he never lost sight of where he was headed. I said, how come, Lord, you never lose sight? He told me, number one, I was focused. Number two, I was determined. Number three, I was diligent. Number four, I endure. Or I persevere. I too could have given up, but I refuse. Somebody was supposed to come and propose, but he didn't. Somebody is supposed to give you that money, but he failed. They told you they were going to do this, but it didn't work out. He said, I did not lose sight because I discover that as along this race, there are many distractions. And it's not only suffering that distracts us. Success distracts us. Pleasures distract us. Comfort distract us. The reason why Canada and United States is backward in faith right now is because we have everything at our beck and call. Our health care system is very good. Our economy is very okay. And we feel we don't need God. But that's a dangerous place to be. And many of us have come to that same situation. We feel we don't need God. And so, study how he did it. He never lost sight. And this is it. That finish, exhilarating finish in and with God. He could put up with anything along the way. The cross, the shame, whatever. And he's now he's there in the place of honor, right alongside God. Let's go on. When you find yourself flagging in your faith, go over that story again, item by item. That long litany of hostility that plow through, that will shoot adrenaline in your soul. Adrenaline gives us the ability and the access to speed in life. Friends, I've come to with this message. It's amazing race. The amazing thing about it is if you can invite him, he can finish the race with you.